Yes, Vasco and Disco beer review. Me, Disco, coming at you with another beer video from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar. I'm still angrily calling the Disco Arms. That's because this is angry beer video, or rather a response to some anger and a beer order that resulted from it. This order comes from up in the northeast of England, in Northumberland, alongside Hadrians Wall. Last week, he used that local and indeed national icon, landmark, the sycamore tree at the Sycamore Gap, made famous or infamous in the 1991 film Robin Hood, one with Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman, where a scene was shot there. By a random set of coincidences, a friend of mine was actually on holiday in the area just last week, sent me these photographs, possibly some of the last photographs taken of the tree, because that very evening, just as we was discussing it, in fact, on a Zoom call at some point around that time anyway, somebody took a chainsaw to the tree and overnight it was felled. Obviously caused a lot of anger both locally and nationally. I saw it on Twitter the following morning, and obviously because of the coincidence that we've been talking about it, chimed into that anger. One of the tweets I saw was from local brewery, Twice Brewed. Brewery I've seen before, but never quite got around to getting anything from, because they've got quite a lot of decent looking beers on the roster. I couldn't quite decide which ones to get then. This time it was kind of obvious. I placed an order, and part of that order was for a beer called Sycamore Gap. I guess this is kind of their flagship beer, featuring tree on the label. It's a 4.1% pale ale, and this is the unboxing video from that order. Got some other ones in as well. I thought whilst I was here, might as well open this one. As you can see, I've already opened the box. It's not a proper unboxing video, blind as such, but this one's been in the fridge for a bit. If you saw on Instagram, I did the lineup photograph on Instagram last week. This one's been in the fridge for a bit, so let's get it out to a glass and see what we find whilst we have a look, see what else is in the box. As I say, 4.1% pale ale from just down the road from the Sycamore Gap, brewery called Twice Brewed. There is, I believe, a pub of the same name, and it's microbrewery out the back of it. Pours up pretty lively, giving it a good pour there. Quite a big bubbly head on that, lots of carbonation. Raising up the glass. Went with the Marlow Rebellion glass, as always, because the logo is quite muted, so you can see the beer inside it. Much darker on the camera there, as you come close up. It's much paler, definitely a golden ale. Sorry, a golden coloured pale ale. Nice nose on it. It's quite kind of biscuity, malty kind of aroma. And I say all the time, but it's definitely there. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. Like it. As I said before, I always struggle doing pale ales because I don't always find a full extent to review on them, but that one's definitely a good flavour. There's some hoppiness on the background that I'm not especially a fan of, as probably you know on this channel. But it's not too spiky, it's not too grapefruity. It's definitely a hop note. It's more like spiciness, kind of slightly kind of pepperiness, kind of that kind of hop note, rather than particularly tropical or citrus or grapefruit. It's definitely noticeable. There's a good kind of malty biscuity background to it as well. Let's put it up the front. I'm just going to get into the rest of the box. Got several bottles just to be sure, so I can have another look at it. Not all 500ml bottles. There's a range of bottles and cans on the web shop. This one interested me. It's called Coventina. It's a 5.6% Orange Zest IPA. Once again, not a massive fan of IPAs, but orange I much prefer as a flavour towards the grapefruit and the citrus notes. Much prefer orange, lemons and limes. I do love a good marmalade kind of flavour, so I'm looking forward to that one. Another one I got here is a 4.9% porter. Very much my kind of thing, called Steel Rigg, which I think is another local reference, if I remember rightly. Not quite sure what that is, but I got a couple of those. Another one I got, which really like the look of, is called Fauna. And it is a 7% oaked, red, grape and cherry ale. Not quite sure what the oak refers to. Is it barreled or chipped, maybe? It says Fauna, Bierre, Rouge, a kind of Belgian style ale, by the looks of it. Don't read too much about it. I'm really looking forward to that one, so I do like something with an interesting fruit component to it. Coming back, look at that. There's definitely a kind of slightly spicy note to it. There is a kind of slightly zesty, sort of maybe lemon peel kind of zestiness, maybe grapefruit zestiness on the back there as well. Fairly light, both in body and ABV, so perfect for the afternoon for a little unboxing. Another one that really piqued my interest with Twice Brewed, having looked at Czech beers last week, although I didn't do actually too much content on them. They've got a 5.1% Bohemian Pilsner. Nice bright can called Juno. That's good for a pun name, isn't it? Do you know what? Well, I liked it so much. Do you know what? I've got another one. This one is their strong Pilsner, the Juno Export. 6.1%. I thought that looked pretty good. So much so. Went for the glassware with it as well, branded glassware. I don't go too big onto glassware, but with a good mug, I thought that was worthwhile to check out these beers in. Didn't pour it on this one. Went for the regular pint glass. One can, I actually forgot to put this in the photograph because I got it all out of the box, completely forgot about it. But here for the video is a cherry juice sour, 3.9%, called Cherry Bomb. Once again, always struggle a little bit with sours, but I do love cherry. It's these two cherry beers, so I might as well get that one to try as well. All the other beers in the box are Sycamore Gap. So quite a nice little order. Arrived the following day on an overnight, so I was really pleased with that. I think it's a nice, good selection. They got a bunch of other pale ales and IPAs in the web shop as well. Really good web shop, easy to use, easy to order. A nice little selection there. This beer is going down pretty well. Of course, in no way placates the anger at the senseless destruction of, I guess, a national monument, and might only just be a tree to some people, but certainly a local icon and something that hit home, mostly because of the random coincidences of it. But apparently they've arrested a 16-year-old in connection with it, and investigations are ongoing. Don't know what the outcome is, but it's just really sad. See that from the film there and from the pictures, and even from the bottle label. Just how iconic it is. A tree sitting in the gap in a dip in the hills as Hadrian's Wall was built across the landscape all those thousands of years ago, or hundreds of years ago. That tree apparently has been standing for 300 years. It's not dead. There was still a stump left, so it will kind of grow back eventually, but that's not really the point. It's just, yeah, created a lot of anger and just basically unnecessary. I thought a beer order was necessary. Pleased I pulled the trigger, so to speak. got some decent beers. Big shout out to Twice Brewed Brewery up there in Northumberland by Hadrians Wall. And I look forward to trying these and maybe reviewing them soon. Let us know what you think, as always, in the comments. Have you tried Twice Brewed? I think we can all agree about the anger about the tree. But do let me know. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you again soon with either these beers or another one. Or here on Rascal and Disco Beer Review. I've been Disco. Cheers and enjoy the beers.